Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Fatima Ishaku. And if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please kindly click the notification bell to know when I post a new video. So today I'm taking this whole thing to a new level because I have someone special here to talk to us about rape. He's a man supporting women and fighting against rape. So meet my special guest, my own very friend. Hello.
Hello. So I guess I get to introduce myself.
Yes, you have to introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Daniel Dozie, and I am a gospel artist. And yes, it is good to be here. It's good to, like I've been following what you've been doing with your platform and the message that you're putting out. So I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for supporting me. I think you're one of my friend that has always given me the courage to do this. So I'm so happy having you as my first guest, and because you protect women, and so it's an honor. So we're talking about rape today, Daniel. You're a Nigerian Canadian, and the way they deal with rape in Canada is different from the way they treat rape in Nigeria. So what do you think is the causes of rape, and how can parents protect their children, both male and female, against rape?
Okay, so I mean, from my viewpoint, when it comes to the subject, it's a very sensitive subject.
Yeah.
You know, and in Canada as a country, the way they go about it is clearly different from the way it's being dealt with in Nigeria or in even Africa, like third world countries. But the one thing I can say is education, education, education. You see, we believe so much in the education system where we only send our kids to school to get taught by someone, a teacher, right? But the true education actually starts from home, from the parent, from the mom, from the dad. There are certain things that I grew up to learn myself because of the culture in Africa, the parents were not comfortable enough to talk about, like, sex education and several other subjects. It's a no-go area. You get to find out for yourself when you get to that age. But I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of parents make. So to answer your question, I think a lot of education. So, I mean, for the girl child, for the boy child, I know you advocate a lot for the girl child because of your experience, your book that you've written. The boy child also goes through a lot of these things.
Yeah.
So again, education. So parents need to step into a place where they feel comfortable talking to their children about sex education. And when I'm saying sex education, it's not just if a man touches you, you get pregnant, because that's not true. You don't get pregnant from a man touching you. You know what I mean? And on the flip side of things, for the guys, they have different. I mean, you hear some young people tell you certain stories, and you're like, wow. I mean, these are like relatives. These are people they trust. So you have to be involved. As a parent, you have to be involved in the process of parenting. And parenting goes beyond feeding the child and watching the child grow, or pay the school fees, or make sure they have a comfortable place to sleep at night. It goes beyond that. Those are very important things to do as a parent, but it goes beyond that. It's education. The true education actually starts from home. Wow. During this pandemic, a lot of parents became teachers. For the first time, they actually got into the process of teaching their kids. And that's actually what, as a parent, you're supposed to be doing. Now, some people in the Western world, like places like Canada, they already do that. Like, parents would come in and they educate you, they tell you exactly what to do. So you meet a 5-year-old girl that is very bold enough to tell you, okay, uncle did this to me, or this person did it to me, because of the amount of information that's been implanted in that child. And I think that's the same method that we should also adopt in Africa. So the African parents should step out of that whole, you will get to know it when, there's this popular saying, waiting, no go kill you.
No go kill you.
You know what I mean? I think that's one of those, it's a big mistake. Wow. So education, very, very important.
Wow, thank you so very much. Coming from a man, and it's amazing how hearing, like, even me, I just sometimes just like, okay, try to, okay, how can I get a man that I will call and interview that will teach people, like parents need to understand, coming from a man, because you're a guy and you understand how to protect the girl child.
Right.
Most parents don't understand, mothers, they don't understand how to protect the girl child. You know, I think men, I think now through you, I think also men know a lot on how to protect their children, because most mother is just about telling them, my mother, you keep saying, okay, don't let a man touch. When you touch, you get pregnant. Whereas I've been defied by her husband. She didn't tell me what sex is. She didn't educate me the right way. So I think if guys are out there listening to you now, they will know that, okay, guys should have that wisdom to protect their children. They should not be ashamed to talk to their daughters and say, okay, you know what, don't just leave the job to the mothers.
Right, and it goes beyond the wisdom, you know. So it's one thing to be a man, and the moment you become a father, right, the meaning of father is actually you're a provider, you're a protector, right, you're a defender, right? So it goes to speak to the kind of society that we live now, where a lot of fathers are not present in the home, right? You know, you have a lot of single parents. That's a different subject on its own. So we'll probably talk about that at a different time. But coming back to fatherhood, right? It is the responsibility, even more than the mother, it is the responsibility of a father to protect their children. The girl child, the boy child, again, it goes beyond just paying the school fees and making sure that they have a good life. I know you have to work, I know you have responsibilities, right? But as a father, it is your responsibility to protect. It is your responsibility to educate. So the subject of rape actually affects not just the individual that was raped. It affects the family, it affects the society. So it has a ripple effect.
Yeah.
You know, it has a ripple effect where it happens from this point and then it just kind of spreads, right? And then you have a child, like a little girl that grows to be a lady and grows to become a mother, and then they're growing with this experience with them. So what kind of society do you think would have, you know, eventually? So I think it shouldn't be strange that a man is talking about the subject of rape. Not at all. It is actually the man's responsibility as a protector in the house to also educate. I mean, I keep coming back to the subject of education because it's that important. It's that important. We need to stop shying away from the truth. You know, stop shying away from the subject of. You know,
anyway, thank you very much. Okay, I think I have two more questions for you. And music goes a long way, and in a lot of music right now, they talk about the F word and that kind of dance that children do now, and sometimes you have a lot of pedophile that the kind of dance that children do also make men want to go to them. So your music is inspirational. It's a music that a child, old, young, can listen to. Can be played in a home, in a church, anywhere. There is no any negative word inside. It's just a message that impacts into the life of the. So why did you just don't do the thing that people do to like do this kind of music? And what is your take on music on children? Okay,
well, music in itself is education, because what you're doing is you're taking information and you're adding a sound to it, right? You're adding a beat to information. That's what music is really. So ultimately, it now depends on the message that you're encoding. You know, in marketing, we have what we call encoding an information. So you're implanting an information, and then you expect your audience to decode. So decoding is like understanding that information that you put into your message. So that's really what music is all about. So for me, as a gospel artist, it is my responsibility to ensure that I'm encoding the right message, right? My songs are both inspirational. Yes, it is gospel song, but it goes beyond that. It goes people, if you're in a state where you're feeling depressed, you want to listen to something that would uplift you, certainly you can go for it. And it's family oriented. Anyone can listen to it. And the interesting part about my vision, what my brand represents, is the fact that I take the same sound that they would dance to for the songs that has the F word and all that. We're practically using the same sound. So you can do your Zanku, you can do your Azonto, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can do it to the right information, right? And I think that's exactly what, that's exactly what my brand represents.
Wow, thank you so very much. So one last question. What is your advice for victims that don't want to speak out because of the stigma, and they live in pains? Because speaking out for me became my healing.
Right.
The more I speak out, the more I have that healing, that confidence in me, and it helped me to do more. So what is your advice for victims that see holding back, that don't want to speak out, that are scared to speak out?
Okay.
What is your
at this point, maybe I should talk to some of the victims.
Yes, please.
Like Fatima said, right? The longer you stay quiet, the longer you stay in bondage. The truth is, whoever that person is that did that to you or doing that to you at the moment as we speak, right? The person has become a slave master over you. And until a slave decides to speak up, right, you remain a slave.
Wow.
Now, and I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, okay, what if I speak up? Am I secured? Maybe this is my father, or this is my uncle, the same person that is responsible for my school fees, or for even the very shelter, or even the food that I eat. Is the same person that is abusing me, right? Trust me, there are so many resources out there. There's so many resources out there. And I know a lot of people, what they look for is a platform. Okay, if I speak up now, what am I going to do next? So all you need to do is step into it. You have the House of Fatima, right? That's your NGO, right? So you can even start with Fatima. You can reach out to her. She's on all social media platforms. You reach out to her, and then there are different provisions, to help you through the process. Bottom line, you do not have to keep living in fear. You do not have to keep living in intimidation. You have the power to take away that power from your oppressor. That's what it is. That's what it is. You hear about countries gaining independence from their slave masters.
Slave masters,
you get what I'm saying? Usually, they're not like easy processes to go through, but there are processes that are worth it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's exactly the same thing here. You might say it's easier said than done, but that's why we're having this conversation. That's why you have such platforms as the House of Fatima. That's why you have people like you speaking up to tell people that, listen, I spoke up and I'm still alive and I've become an icon to reckon with. You understand? So you can do the same thing. So your story that you're keeping to yourself is actually an encouragement for someone else to speak up. And the more you speak up, trust me, the oppressors will start losing power.
Yes.
And then the more people speak up, it's just like the End SARS movement. Right? For those of us that don't know about the End SARS movement, just something that recently happened in Nigeria. It was just a group of celebrities that just tweeted, right? The moment they tweeted, they didn't realize what they started, right? Because it was it was like everyone was just tired and they were looking for a platform. And that's what happens when you speak up. You create a platform for both yourself and for others looking for platforms as well.
Wow. So thank you very much, Daniel Dozie.
Thank you.
Please, can you tell our viewers when they want to get your music, your social media handle, that they can follow you? And thank you very much for that music. Like, what is my favorite song?
Chinesom,
Then
Adora.
they use a play. They
Chinesom.
no. So those are songs that, part of the song that actually helped me recover. So you can follow him on all social media handle, and you can also get his music, and he will tell you.
So to get in contact with me, on all social media handles, I am Daniel Dozie. So I am Daniel Dozie on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook is Daniel Dozie. Email is iamdanieldozie@gmail.com. So connect with me, and my music, you can get my songs on all digital platforms, AudioMac, Spotify, iTunes, whatever you use, you can certainly, and I'm on YouTube as well. So
thank you very much for giving courage and giving your voice to a victim that want to hear this, and thank you for supporting women, and thank you for standing for women. And I hope I'm going to have you next time.
Anytime.
For part 2.
Anytime.
Okay. He also does a cooking show, so watch out, guys, for it. Daniel is a very good cook, trust me. So watch out. Thank you.
All right, thank you
so
so much.
guys, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe. So we out.